Welcome to Crafting Cover Letters Part 2, the 5 Steps of Cover Letter Development by the MSUM Career Development Center. We recommend watching Part 1, Top 3 Cover Letter Myths, before viewing this video, as it covers important background information. This video will walk through the 5 steps of cover letter development. Prepare to write, use a business letter format, answer why them, answer why me, and review and get a second opinion. Let's start with step 1, prepare to write. When you're preparing to write, it involves 3 parts. Review the position description, make a requirements outline, and gather information about the employer. Let's see how Chris applies this. Chris is interested in applying to an event planning and outreach internship with the FM Housing Group. To write a cover letter that really speaks to their audience, Chris needs to know what the FM Housing Group is looking for. Chris begins by reviewing the position description. What are the minimum requirements? What are the preferred requirements? And what words do they see over and over again? Next, Chris used what they learned from looking at the position description to make a requirements outline. The minimum, preferred, and other requirements are listed down the left. Next to each requirement, they jotted down how they met the requirement based on their past experience. Pause the video here to start your own requirements outline with 1 column for the organization's requirements and 1 column for examples of how you meet each one. You will use what you write for ideas later on. Chris also dug a little deeper to learn about the FM Housing Group's mission, values, and culture. They visited the organization's About section on their website and checked out FM Housing Group's social media posts. Chris jotted down what they learned. They learned that the FM Housing Group's mission is to help low-income families find housing and that they have values of service, commitment, and integrity. Next is step 2, use a business letter format. You'll want to single-space your letter and don't indent any paragraphs. Copy and paste the contact information section that you used on your resume. Also use the same font and margins that you used on your resume. Include the date you submitted your letter at the top. Write out the month using words instead of numbers for the full date. Also include the address of the organization you're applying to. If you don't know who your cover letter is going to, leave off the name in the address. Have a salutation of Dear, first name, last name. If you don't know who the letter is going to, use Dear Hiring Manager or Dear Selection Committee. Avoid using To Whom It May Concern, which can feel cold. Between the organization's address and your salutation, add a regarding line that clearly states which position you're applying to, followed by the word opportunity. At the bottom of the letter, express interest in the next step, which is usually an interview. Thank them for considering you. Close your letter with sincerely or warm regards. Leave 2 to 3 blank lines and then type your name. Step 3 is to answer why them. Chris used what they learned about FM Housing Group's values and mission to answer the question why them in the first paragraph. When you write your first paragraph, engage your audience right from the start by opening with the first sentence that could only be written by you. Tell them why you're interested in this position or organization. Also connect their mission, values, or initiatives to yourself by sharing a related experience from your life. Chris does this by sharing their experiences growing up in low-income housing, which overlaps with the organization's mission. Chris also connects with their values of service and commitment by sharing a related accomplishment, the fact that they have volunteered over 60 hours at nonprofit organizations. In this section, don't just say what you know about the organization. Try to show a genuine connection with the organization by telling them something about you. If you're having a hard time figuring out how to start your letter, write your opening line last. Chances are you'll write something unique that can be moved to the beginning. Don't let yourself get stumped. Do a free write. You can see Chris's brainstorming here. Just jot down any connections you can think of between you and the organization, their values, mission, culture, or initiatives. Even a half-baked idea could lead to a great idea later on. Pause the video and give it a try. If you aren't ready to apply to a specific job, It's best to wait and do this step later because cover letters that are tailored to a specific job get 31% more responses. Step 4 is to answer, why me? We recommend using bullet points in this section. This shows respect for the employer's time by making it quick and easy to read. If you choose to use paragraphs, keep them to 4 lines or less to avoid long blocks of text. It can be tempting to write a lot in this section. Be brief. Aim for your whole letter to be 250 words or less, and definitely not more than 1 page long. Your requirements outline will give you helpful ideas for writing this section. Introduce a bulleted list of 3 to 5 skills or accomplishments with a sentence like, notable competencies I would bring include, or key skills I would bring to this position include. Use the position description to guide which skills you highlight. Bold those skill words in the bullet points. Chris used ideas from their requirements outline, including event planning, communication, and community outreach. Next, they gave an example of how they demonstrated each skill. For example, the job description mentioned requiring event planning skills, so they wrote about how they learned event planning through their coursework. While you can repeat ideas from your resume here, rephrase them instead of including them word for word. You could also sum up a few experiences to show a track record of success in an area. Chris combined his 2 years at the Dragon Cafe and his 1 year as a teller to total 3 years, and wrote that they refined their oral communication through 3 years in customer service roles. Pause the video to brainstorm ideas for the Why Me section. Choose a few skills from the job posting or your requirements outline that you might want to mention in your bullet points. Then do another free write, brainstorming ideas of what you could use for evidence for each one. You can see Chris's brainstorming here. The last step is to review your cover letter and get a second opinion. Triple check your spelling and grammar and have someone else check it. One mistake could cost you the job. Be sure to schedule a cover letter review appointment with the Career Development Center. We'd love to see you, even if you're just getting started. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out our other videos.